Alright, good evening everybody. Can you all hear me first and foremost? Let me just check that you guys can hear me. Hopefully the chat will tell me in just a second. Let's skip over to the game. Some music should hopefully start playing, although it's not. It's interesting. Why is that not playing? Or is it and you can hear it and I can't? I don't know. I don't know. Somebody tell me, first and foremost, can you hear me? Second of all, can you hear the music if it's playing? I don't think it is. No, it's not. I wonder if that's because I'm streaming on YouTube rather than Twitch. I wonder if Streamlabs has a thing about that. Actually, no, because it's an OBS thing, isn't it? Anyway, we might not need music. We might not need music. We'll see. We will see. So you might notice that the video will look a little bit different to what the usual viewers of the M4J network are used to. For example, my logo is up in the top corner. My logo is also in the bottom corner. George can hear me. Awesome. We got the events list. We got the view list, which doesn't seem to be working currently, and then we got the 3 bars at the bottom. The 3 bars at the bottom, ignore the right hand one because I don't think that works with YouTube, but the middle one is subscribers. You can see how close we are to 1,000, and the left hand one is donations. You can see how close I am to 0. Donations I'm not too fussed about tonight. I'm mainly interested in actually producing good content, seeing as though it's been a while since I actually produced good content. I'm really annoyed that this music's not playing, and I know it's such a stupid thing to be annoyed about, but there you go. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's that. There we go. We got music, people. Can you hear the music? Is it playing? Can you hear me over the music? That's the most important thing. Let me turn my volume up a little bit higher. Yeah, let me know, because I can't test it myself without you guys being able to hear it. So, keep me posted on that. I'm going to try and keep the chat open on my desktop. I'm playing this on my laptop, but yes, OpenTTD. You guys can see me moving the cursor around now as well. We're going to be doing quite a few things tonight. So, first and foremost, this is GSMA. You'll notice the rebuild. If you watched my timetabling and scheduling tutorial, that was a application of the desktop. Yeah, my desktop is being captured. Good. If you watched my tutorial, yes, that's the right word, on timetabling and scheduling. Music's quite loud. Alright, let me turn that down. How's that? There's like a 2-minute delay on the chat, which is a bit of an inconvenience, but oh well. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you watched my tutorial on timetabling and scheduling, you will have seen most of this rebuild. But for those of you that didn't see that, if you watched the half episode, which is going out over the weekend, George can't hear me. Hopefully that gets fixed. I'll start that sentence again for like the 6th time then, just so you can test that it does actually work. If it's really not working, I'll put my microphone on full. Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, if you watched my timetabling and scheduling tutorial that went up a few weeks ago, you will have seen all of this. But for those of you that didn't, if you tune in to the channel at the weekend, probably Saturday, maybe Sunday, I will upload the rebuilding of St. Mark. So New Rennington Station, as you can see, all the platforms are now perfectly aligned. Very happy with that rebuild. Plus the two new platforms at the top here. More on that in a future video. All the new tracks that come in and out of GST, plus the fact that I think this used to be 2-track, now it's 4-track, although 2 tracks do actually come up to this New Rennington rather than this New Rennington. some of the reprofiling of the track work here as well. And of course, on the western side, the new connecting line here that goes to Funingleys north and south, and this new connecting line, which is the overground loop, which goes through St Mark Tunnel and then GSMA itself, before connecting up in Stillington Overground and continuing around the loop. Just a quick disclaimer, if you can hear sort of muted voices in the background, it's the BAFTA Game Awards tonight, believe it or not. Can you believe it? It's been going 15 years and OpenTTD still hasn't been nominated. Fix? No. In all seriousness, it is the BAFTA Game Awards tonight, and I have got it on in the background, so I do apologise if you can hear whooping and cheering and laughing and things like that. But, you know, I watch it every year, so I wanted to watch it this year no matter what. Anyway, tonight we will be rebuilding the Gardcity to Fort Flonwood Joint Railway, and for those of you confused as to what that is, this is Gardcity St Mark. It is the southernmost terminus station of Gardcity, only just south of GST and only just south of GSP when you kind of line them up. There's a bit of a gap, I suppose, and a long way south of all the others. This is the northern terminus of the Gardcity to Fort Flonwood Joint Railway. The southern terminus, in fact it's the northeastern terminus, the southwestern terminus is down all the way, follow this line, keep coming along here, down here at Fort Flonwood Central. This used to be Fort Flonwood Parkway, that is now going to be over here. Actually, it's a good thing that George is in the chat because he has drawn up some designs for me, the latest of which is very much in line with what my original concept was for the station. I will still be having a go at creating a design myself, and that's not to say that my design will be the one chosen. It's just like it's kind of when you put out an invitation for people to design things, you do kind of have to tell them what kind of thing you were thinking of, and I didn't really do a good job of that. So my design is predominantly to show people what I was thinking and then let them run wild with that idea. So don't assume because I'm doing my own one that that's the one that I'm going to use, because that is not the case at all. In fact, I think it goes as far as saying it's the opposite. My intention is literally just to use that as a way to show you guys what my ideology is. So I won't be doing that tonight because that will take way too long. Plus it's not in OpenTTD that I'm planning on designing it. Anyway, so we're going to start doing some track building, some waypoint moving. I might be doing some speed limiting stuff in the background, or at least working out how fast trains will be going and therefore how many waypoints we need. I'm going to try and keep as much of the action on the screen as I can. So what I mean by that is I won't just be doing stuff on Google Sheets for 2 hours whilst you stare at, well, what is essentially just 4 tracks at the moment. Let me just get a little bit more comfortable. Okay, so this end of the line is actually reasonably okay. The speed limit coming out of GSMA is 30, and I would like at least the fast trains to be reaching 60, maybe even as high as 80 or 90 along this stretch of track here. So we'll do the fast lines first because I feel like they'll be easiest. So we'll do you and you. So it's 30, 40, 50, 60, and then 70, 80, and 90. And that actually fits quite nicely with my design. Good. Right. So yeah, 90 there is fine. I think 60 for the slow lines would work a little bit better. Because obviously the fast... Well, I always say that. Like, the fast lines have to go faster than the slow lines. But that's not the case at all. On the Brighton main line, the fast and slow lines, both maximum speeds at 90 miles an hour. It's just because the fast trains don't stop and the slow ones do that there ends up being overtaking going on. So maybe I could get away with maybe 70. I was thinking there's a junction here as well for the freight line, so the trains has to slow down to 30 again for that. I think, yeah, 70 should be fine. So let's do this. So what number are you? You're number 8. So 30, 40, 50, 60. I could do another waypoint here and here. And what I could do is rebuild this track to do something a bit more like this. Oops, didn't mean to get rid of that bit. Just another quick check. The audio is okay still. Nice and stable. The teething problem at the start, by the way, I knew there was going to be one, and it's because I didn't know how the YouTube live stream actually started, so I waited for the timer to hit 0, expecting the preview thing to come up like it does on Premieres, and it didn't. It just said it was waiting for me. So all the tutorials I read said you just press start streaming and off you go. So I did that, started the intro, nothing happened. Then I found out you have to actually go on the dashboard and hit go live, which I think is sort of defeats the point of setting up a scheduled time if you then have to then manually start it still. But hey ho. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Nice. Okay, so that's those waypoints done for now. I'll rename them probably off camera because that'll take forever. So we're up to 70 and we're up to 90. So we do also need some waypoints here now to take the speed back down to 30 for trains that head off onto the freight loop. How many trains that will do that here though, I don't actually know, because we don't have the southern connection here anymore. I might have to rebuild that. We'll see. It might not ever need to be used, this little bit of line, but it's nice to have it anyway, just in case. That's me going completely the wrong way. So 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 40, 50, 60, 70. There's a bit of a gap between them there, but it should be fine. I'm assuming the audio is okay. No one said it's not okay, so I'll take silence as golden for now. Unless you can't hear me, in which case there is a problem. Yeah, this stretch of track here, I kind of want to, like, Kingston Station, I'd like to move further south. Maybe build it in this gap here instead. That could work. Let's have a crack at it first and see what it looks like. This stream is a good insight into what goes on behind the scenes when I'm actually planning out these episodes. The choice I had this week was postpone the video again, so I don't have a video this week, which I really wanted to avoid at all costs, or do what I'm doing now, because I kind of forget that YouTube has a streaming platform a lot of the time. I kind of need to remind myself of that. That's what this week was. It was me sort of fretting that I didn't have a video to go out, and then remembering, hang on a second, YouTube has a streaming service, let's actually use that, because once you stream it, it becomes a video on the channel. So that kind of kills two birds with one stone then, which is brilliant. Right, Kingston Station is moved. Still no word on the audio. Yeah, Kingston Station is moved, which means I can now place waypoints. Like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to have to go there. So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Good stuff. Likewise, trains that are actually heading from here down into this line here. I can't remember what the speed limit here is actually. Quite slow. Probably like 40, 45, something like that. So we can use that as an opportunity to slow the trains down there as well. Right, George can hear me. Good stuff. Alright, this here, Chunston South, which originally was the site of crossovers, I'm actually going to remove those for a couple of reasons. First of all, they weren't really that useful to have because all trains stop at Chunston and it doesn't really matter what platform they stop in because we're so close to GSMA and we're so close to Gardcity Ridston Airport that it really makes no difference whatsoever as to whether the as to what platform the train stopped in. So I'm doing that thing where I'm trying to build and talk and it's not really going very well for me. Alright, you and you will be upgraded like that, and then on this side you and you will be upgraded. Also, by the way guys, during this this stream, feel free to ask any questions about the series, or chat about the series, or talk about railways, trains, transport, whatever it might be. If it's related to M4J or if it's related to the content that you're seeing right now, you are more than welcome to chat about it. That's absolutely fine. I don't know why I opened the signal panel there. Yeah, let's get chatting. I like chatting about the series, future plans, things like that. So feel free, go nuts. Right, Fenninghead. Anyone who was attached to the layout of Fenninghead, you're not going to like this next bit because we are going to blitz first of all the railway. Like so. And then we're going to blitz through here as well. Like that. And then we're going to flatten all of this land. And then over here, we're going to absolutely bulldoze. You notice how I did that so carefully? Now I'm going to absolutely bulldoze all of this to build the new railway through. Like so. And then all of this in the middle here is going to get destroyed. And then we're going to just bulldoze a line along like that. And like that. Okay. Even now, actually, I don't think there's enough space here to do what I want to do. So I think I'm going to have to rebuild this section of the overground as well. Which kind of gives me a good excuse, really, to sort of redesign this area a little bit. Because I actually think that Chunston West and Chunston South should be one station. So here's what I'm going to do. Chunston West currently doesn't have any trains serving it, although it has got trains planned to serve it in the near future. If you head over to the service schedules sheet, you will see all the overground schedules to which Chunston West is now on there. But what I'm going to do here is drag this along like that, and lift that bit up, and then lift that bit up, and the new Chunston station, which is probably going to be called just Chunston, is going to be built. Actually, already I'm changing my mind slightly. So all of this here is going to be removed again. Chunston Station on the overground is going to go on an embankment just here. Like so. And then Chunston Station on the main line is going to go down here right next to it. Have you heard the UK government is looking into a feasibility study to extend the Borders Railway to Carlisle and Howick? Yes, I have. I read an article about it in my railway magazine at the start of the year, actually. I think, well, I think two things. I think it's good that they're considering it, but one of the worries about it was, are people going to use it? Because the Borders Railway has been successful, but there are a lot of stations that are very close together on the Borders Railway, whereas the extension, isn't it something like 70 miles between Tweedbank and Howick, which is quite a distance, and there's no intermediate stations along that bit of the route, so getting people to use that part is going to be challenging. Plus there's the whole thing if they need more trains, and they're already struggling with the capacity at the moment. If they do it and they do it well, then I think it's great. Nothing wrong with building new railways, particularly when you fix the wrongs of the 60s. That's always good. Right, that's this bit connected back up. We'll signal this end of the station as well. And now we need to, whoops, signal this side of things. So, signal? No, we need to station this side of things. So I'm actually going to go with the overpass bridge for this little bit. And then this bit is going to be that, and probably a dispatch cabin. You'll have to bear with me, by the way, if I do miss messages, or if it takes me a little while to reply to messages, because if I was streaming on my desktop, this would be a lot easier. But my laptop only has one monitor, and I didn't set myself up in a room with more than one monitor because I'm an idiot. So you might have to bear with me every now and then. What was I putting here? No, not ticket machines. Screw it, benches will do. 2. And then 3. Actually, I can use these for 3. And then something like this. 4, 5, 4, and 5. This little bit here, I'll be building a new bus station and stuff here as well. So I'll do all that when the time comes. In the meantime, time to blitz more of Fenninghead. I do apologise. If there's anyone out there that was particularly sentimental towards the town of Fenninghead, I do apologise for absolutely annihilating pretty much every tile of the town. But I need the space. This was one of the bits that I was looking forward to doing the least, was rebuilding. I mean, even when I first considered bringing this series back, one of the bits that I looked forward to least was rebuilding all of this. Because the Realism Initiative, which is where the Majeffries network ended, I thought I'd rebuilt things pretty well. And then I went back and sort of looked at it again and realised I hadn't done a very good job at all. In fact, I'd pretty much done the opposite of a good job. I'd done a pretty naff one. Because I was kind of phoning it in, let's be honest. Howick is the big one, as it suffered badly as part of beaching, but south of that I'm less confident in. I think the concept of connecting Carlisle up to Edinburgh, that's the reason why it would ever go ahead, because it's a diversionary route essentially. So if there's works going on north of Carlisle, instead of going the whole way of cancelling trains, they'll instead stick a diesel, if it's an electric train, they'll stick a diesel loco on the front and run it up through the Borders route instead, and then via Edinburgh to Glasgow that way. So that is smart, and I like that, because they're thinking of doing something similar down near Dawlish, in case the seawall goes again. So that's smart, I think that's good. But the flip side to that is it has to be commercially viable for the rest of the year, and like you, I'm not convinced that it would be. Right, you're probably wondering why I'm building 2 tracks here. reason being is these platforms, in fact, I might even build a new junction over here at Kingston, thinking about it. I need to make it so that these tracks and these lines and these platforms are lined up. Actually, this might work. Because this is a key part of the route. It's where it splits into two. One of the routes via Dintown and the other one via Tatham. So we've got to get it right. Because you can only build junctions like this once, really, before things start to go wrong. So let's keep the signals for now. Actually, no, let's get rid of the signals for now. That's something else you don't get to see in the normal videos during these time lapses, is me umming and ahhing as I decide whether to keep something or bulldoze it. I think that'll work. And then get rid of all of this, get rid of this. That, and we'll do that. I'll take this back a little bit as well. So I need, should we say 40 miles an hour is the speed limit here? So I need to get the fast trains down from 90 to 40 and the slow ones down from 70 to 40. I think that's doable. So the fast lines are going to connect to there and to there. And actually, I know this is going to look painful as well, but all of this is also going to be removed whilst this is done. And all of this junction over here is going to be removed too. And I know this sounds ridiculous, but I'm actually leaning away from the idea of grade separated junctions on these key routes. Because you do end up with ridiculous bends like that. How I let myself build that, I do not know. I was young and naive back then. You know, all 12 months ago. All of this removed. All of this removed. Okay. So the new through lines, just do this as well. The new through lines are actually going to be these two, like that and like that, and then the fast platforms are going to be here and here, and also here and here, and then the slow platforms are also going to be this one and this one. Actually, hang on. Work, does it? Got a bit of a dilemma now. Just looking at it. Suddenly it doesn't work. There's a good chance Howick, St Boswell and Melrose may reopen. Howick to Tweedbank extension, but Howick to Carlisle is very sparse. Yeah, no. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think they need to really look at the possibility of opening it in stages rather than going the whole hog. Even though it worked with the original reopening of the borders, I think the rest of it has to be managed very carefully. Because if there are still people that are waiting for it to go wrong. So you have to manage those people more than anything. Right, this is where I'm going to start asking for people's input. So if you're watching and you've not said anything yet, then feel free to say hi. If you are watching and have spoken already, then you more than ever. I need to work out how I'm going to do this. Am I going to have a flyover like at Reading, so that the slow line here will still come from these platforms over here? And in which case do I then do the same thing on this side for the fast and the slow lines? Or do I resite the station, rebuild the station like I did over at Gardcity Great Winfield, and actually have all the fast platforms on this side and then all the slow platforms on this side? Which would work better? Personally, I'm leaning more towards the latter, but I think that's the easy solution and it doesn't actually solve anything. And as you can see, I'm practicing because we are hopefully tonight going to be rebuilding Fort Flonwood Central. I suppose what I could do is make those there the through lines, and then resite this. Like this. And have that there. That there. That could work. Yeah, George likes the idea of the latter as well. So this is kind of the latter what we're doing here now. So these two are going to be for the fast lines. So there will be express trains that come through here that then go up this way towards, I always forget the name of this major station. Rudinghattan Ridge. Oh, by the way, all this is going to get rebuilt as well, but not today. If this stream is successful and we get loads of new subscribers, followers, donators, whatever it might be, I'm going to try and do these more often. So part of that will be doing a lot of this rebuilding on camera rather than just sort of phoning it in and doing it as a time lapse. I'm going to lift all the land up here just so that... Oh, hello. Facebook notifications coming through. Yeah, I like this. The other thing I could do is keep this raised up. Like this. That could work. Just have to blitz this again. So do this, and then have this line come down like that, and then have this become a set of twin tunnels. Well, like that and like that, and then have this line come across one and then come down. Yeah, I mean that works. That does work. Part of that would now be having to reroute this over an extra tile. I feel like this is the one that's going to get me back into the swing, and if I get this station rebuild right, then we'll rush into the next one full of optimism. That's going to be another probably tied arch bridge. Again, I think that will work. And then you will come down to there. You will come to there. You will come to there, and then this one will go up like so, and then across like so, and then we'll do something with that just up there. How does that look? That looks okay. How I'm going to do the junctions, I don't actually know yet. Let's assume that the signals are all going to be under this bridge, because we don't use this space for anything else. We might as well use it for signaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. I actually feel like these slow lines need to come over one more still. Let's try it and see. So that, all of this need to be removed. There we go, and then you there. Like this. So you're going to go there, you're going to go there, you're going to go there, and then here you're going to go like this to there, and then along to there, and then along like this. I think what we could do here actually is build a new station that will connect all these lines back up together. Plus another thing we can do is that, and that, and that, and that. That's not too bad. I think that works. So yeah, the platforms will be in the same location as they were before. We do have to remember that this line and this line are going to be through tracks. We also have to remember that there's going to be a major junction to the west. We've not even done the difficult bit yet. We've done the easy bit so far. So I'm just thinking what we need. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the yeah, we'll put it in the middle actually. Do that and that. Gap of 2. And then this island platform. And it'll go bang, bang, bang. And then what am I looking for? That one. Couldn't see it for a second. I'm bridge blind apparently. And then that and that. Awesome. Now for the rest of this station, I kind of wanted to go with something a bit different, but the more I think actually that's probably not going to work. Like, I was thinking of putting over roofs or using some of this stuff or some of the other stuff that we've got further down. But I think just keep it simple. I think keeping it simple is the best thing I can do right now. Apparently Virgin has hit 40 million passengers and is on track to 50 million by 2026. I'm surprised it took them that long. 2002? No, earlier than that. 90... I think they might have been one of the first. So it would have been mid to late 90s I think they took over the franchise. See, I'm a bit surprised that it's taken them so long. That's not where that goes, is it, Mark? No, it's not. Try that again. I keep thinking that the fast platforms should have more. The fast lines should have more platforms. Like the slow, there's going to be a lot of commuter trains that come through here. But I do almost feel like these should be moved over one, and this should be moved down one. Ah, screw it, we'll do it. Sorry everyone. I'm having one of those days where I can't just decide what I want. Okay, let's see if I can make this work by just going under like that. Have you go across to there. There's not enough room. That's cool though, because we can get rid of that and that. Lower that down. Just not going to work either. It's cool. We're on top of things. I know what I'm doing, honestly. So you're now going to come across. It's the same problem, isn't it? Have I fixed the problem? No, I haven't. Oh no! No. You're going to come across like that. There we go. That's how I fixed the problem. And you're going to do the same thing, which means that, whoops, keep clicking the wrong damn thing. That, and then that's going to get lowered. This is going to get risen to meet it. You're then going to do this, and then we should be able to go tied arch, tied arch. You're going to go down like that. This is all going to get removed. This is going to get added like so. That's going to get flattened, and then you're going to go tunnel, tunnel, join up. Okay, so then the new through lines are going to be. Let's remove all this again. I don't know why it held your message back there, George, but obviously YouTube thinks the number 1997 is incredibly offensive. I personally don't, but hey ho. Oops, that's not what I wanted to click at all. So yeah, 97 is when Virgin took over. So, I mean, work out how many that is a year. It just doesn't feel like much. It probably is, but it just doesn't feel like it. If that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can be an island platform, can't you? There we go. And then 1 and 2, and then another island platform, I think. And then another one there, and another one there. And then you are that. That looks good. Bang, bang. Okay, island platform, this one, that one, and then that goes there, there, and there. Let's have shelters at this end. We can use the lifts actually. Or can we? Actually, no, let's not. I will put these in though. Dispatch cabins, always important to have. Let's go with the. Actually, no. Let's go with these ones here. It's that, and also that one, and then same thing here. And then these like so. Now I need something to fill this gap. How about some stairs? I'm trying to think where the fictional lifts would go on this platform. Oh, you retracted your message, George. I was joking, by the way. I don't think the number 97 is offensive. Don't know why anyone would think the number 1997 is offensive. That's just ridiculous. Right, shelter there and there, and also here and here, and then I've got to stop saying that. I do apologise. It's very annoying. I think just this one. Like so. And this is the new station. I know I don't sound very certain of myself right now. I mean, it does look better. I'll give it that. Okay. So, under the bridge, no. But here, you're going to start crossing over like this. And then this side is going to go like this. So it is now possible for some of the faster trains to terminate here. I'm not sure we're actually going to have that as an option, but I don't know. It's nice to have it anyway, just in case. I've just realised that you are in the wrong place. Let's build you. We can have you there like that, and then we can have you here like this. That's fine. And then here like that, and also like that. Oh, was it? Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you just post a number like that and it comes up saying it's under review or whatever, don't panic, because chances are I'll just go, huh, why have they stopped that? And then just allow it. Alright, I'm also going to build a little turn back siding here. It might never get used, but it's nice just to have it, because you never know. I know I sound a lot like Network Rail when I say things like that. I think that's a pretty decent junction, if you ask me. Now we've got to do the same thing for, excuse me, for this side. Like so. There we go. And then under here, like that, and like this. And then on this side, I'll do it like this instead, just so it's not an exact clone of what was going on over here. I'm also going to draw that one up like that. And again, I might build another little turn back siding just in the middle there. How long have I been streaming for, by the way? Almost an hour. That's not bad, actually. Like, I thought I'd spend about an hour just on this. So the fact that I've almost finished, at least the eastern side, that's quite encouraging. So yeah, this is going to be a little turn back siding. So a 4-unit train, so one of the real express trains will go there. One of the real ones as opposed to one of the fake ones. What the hell am I talking about? And then this will be for a slightly longer train, I was going to say, but I think actually, yeah, that can be 1 tile longer in here. Or maybe 2 tiles longer. Could do that. That's actually fine. Alright. Quite happy with that. So then this line is going to continue straight on. I actually do find it's better now to start from the through lines and work out from there. So this is all going to get removed for the time being. And this is going to come up like so, and like so. And then that's going to connect to that, and that's going to connect to that. The slow line I think I'm going to keep on the line that it's, the direction it's on at the moment, and have it come in like this. Don't hold me to that just yet though, because we've still got to do this side. This side I'm going to re-profile all of this, so you're going to come up there, like this. And this one's going to come down like this. So that's made this corner a little bit wider. Not a huge amount, but enough that we should be able to build the speed up a little bit more realistically. I mean, I was down in London on Monday. I went to see Newcastle play Arsenal at the Emirates. The less said about that, the better, I'd say. And you know, the East Coast Main Line is a fairly modernised route. It's in the process of being further modernised, but it's a relatively modern route compared to most. And yet, the trains really do jump up and down on there. Really uncomfortable at times. So it kind of made me think, am I being too cautious when I build my routes here? Like, am I trying to be... It's kind of the reverse psychology of I'm trying so hard to be realistic that I end up being unrealistic. What would I like to see from the next East Midlands franchisee? Not new trains would be a good place to start. Be ballsy enough to actually take on board some old trains and renovate them, rather than just do the stupid thing of ordering bi-mode Aventras, despite the fact the Aventra still hasn't been proven to work when under stress. You know, an actual work environment. It looks great on paper, apart from the 710s and the 345s, because they're ugly as hell. Commit to electrification. I know that's more of a Network Rail thing than it is a East Midlands thing, but pressure Network Rail into electrifying the route, at least as far as where it was originally going to go before they cancelled it. Maybe spread their wings a little bit more. So like Sheffield, Nottingham, Derby, Leicester. They're kind of the main destinations served. I think they go up as far as Leeds and York, and then they do go to places like Lincoln, Liverpool. But run more services between the east and the west. Run more services across the Midlands rather than just the east side of the Midlands. I know their name is East Midlands Trains, but you know what I mean. And just make the most of what you've got. Take on some old trains, turn them into something new. Just don't take the easy route out. But I'll be honest, the East Midlands is not my area that I know that much about when it comes to East Midlands trains. I suppose utilise St Pancras a bit better as well, because it's mostly Eurostar and South Eastern that operate there now. East Midlands do still have services going in and out, but they're not really as publicised as the rest. And you'd think that would be something they'd be proud of, going into St Pancras. It's kind of whispered almost. What about you? What would you like to see from the East Midlands franchise? I was reading an article the other day about open access operators in the UK and in mainland Europe, and it almost gave me an idea, if I ever became rich, to set up an open access operator solely for the purpose of recycling old trains. It's like I had an idea for one called the Networker, or like something network, and just take all the old 365s and 465s and 165s and 6s, and actually find a use for them elsewhere on the network. They're perfectly good trains. There's nothing wrong with them. That's the ridiculous thing. Okay, I think that's all the crossovers here done. We'll connect these up. So that one can be curtailed back slightly. Have I done this properly? I'm not convincing myself very well right now. I think on the fast lines here, like this crossover here, I could go back a tile and actually have a little bridge go over the top there. I think that would work quite well. Again, I'm dithering now. That would work, and that wouldn't work. Something like that, perhaps. Yeah, that's not bad. I like that. At the end of the day, it depends how many trains are going to end up coming through here. If we have lots of trains, then we might have to reconsider this slightly. If we have one or two, I've just realised actually that this won't work. Because we need to get the waypoints in. Ooh, have I just made life tricky? Okay. That's about the right distance. Come over a couple more tiles. And then this one is going to come down to next to it. Like that. There we go. Now I can't build tunnels there because then that defeats the point of the moving it all in the first place. Check that is. Ah, see, it's not even the same height. I don't even know what building I just destroyed. Right, so you're going to come under like this. And then these will connect up over here. Not like that, like this. The problem with St Pancras is that there are only 4 platforms and there is capacity problems for any more intercity services between St Pancras and Bedford due to Thameslink using the fast lines. Yes, that is true. That was kind of my point, is East Midlands trains are kind of the forgotten franchise because they've just been shunted out of the way for Thameslink. So they kind of need to flex their muscles a little bit. So they don't own or operate St Pancras, Network Rail do, but they, as a franchise commitment, can offer to pay for additional platforms at St Pancras on the western side for their services to actually use, because there are Thameslink services that sometimes get diverted to St Pancras if there's problems in the core. But yeah, they just need to make the most of what they've got. One of the best mainline termini in Europe is St Pancras, and if you went there and you didn't know about all the train services that called there, even if you go over to the departure boards and have a look, you don't really see East Midlands trains pop out like some of the other ones do. So, you know, like Luton Airport Parkway, you know, that's quite a standout type name. Gatwick Airport's quite a standout type name. And then you've got ones like Brussels, Paris, Lille, and then in the summer, Marseille and places like that. No one's really looking on there for Leicester or Nottingham. And that's nothing against those places. They are very nice places. It's just no one would know because they don't make the most of it. If they made St Pancras their proper home, I think it would benefit them greatly. But it's very easy for me to sit here and say that. Yeah, the fact that there's pathing problems on the Midland main line and yet Thameslink use the East Coast main line, there are problems, but there aren't as many. It kind of gets a little unbelievable at that stage, doesn't it? Alright, I'm going to use this here as an opportunity to build a small flyover. I know I said I wasn't going to do grade separation, but if it works like this would, then I would say it's worth the expense. Actually, apart from a little junction complication going on here, I think this is a pretty good job. Let's do that. So there will be some conflicting movements, like departing slow trains heading towards, I think it's Dintown this way, will be in the way of arriving services from Tatham. But, you know, if the speed limit's 40, they should get out of the way relatively quickly. That's also a happy little accident that those line up. Oh, I think the BAFTAs have just finished. I think God of War won Game of the Year. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm sure it's a very good game, but it's not my genre, let's say. Now, should I put a little turn back siding here as well? I don't think I need one. Not here anyway, maybe a bit further over. So that's this bit now done. This section here, you can just connect up straight like that. And then we'll have these two just come along like this. We may or may not build a station here, but even if we don't, you know, that's a pretty good... oops, wrong button. Pretty good connection that we've got going on there. How's this looking to the viewers? Is everyone happy with this so far? There are only 6 trains per hour from St Pancras, 2 to Nottingham, 2 to Sheffield and 2 to Corby from the end of next year. Yeah, it's a shame. I cannot believe that there's only 4 platforms on the Midland Main Line at St Pancras. How that happened, I do not know. But how short-sighted is that? It's a bit ridiculous if you ask me. Right, we need to build a signal there. A signal there. So you're going to be that type, and then we're also going to have a signal here. Whoops. Like that. And like, come on, like that. You and you. And might as well just have you there as well. So the waypoints should all be able to go in now at the right places, which is good stuff. Alright, let's replace all of this signalling while we can. So, and like so. So, before we do anything else, let's save what we've done. I love the layout. I mean, the layout of St Pancras as a whole is fine. It's because it was planned in the 80s at a time when there were 2 trains per hour for 7 platforms. Thing is that when the station was rebuilt in the early 2000s, that's when they should have realised that London's only ever going to get bigger. The rest of the country is only ever going to get bigger. More and more people are going to want to travel between the East Midlands and London, and vice versa. So why not plan in advance? Like London Bridge, you think how big London Bridge is now? There's only 2 platforms at London Bridge for Thameslink, but there's all those other services coming in from all other parts of the country. And that's what they should have done at St Pancras. They should have gone, okay, 3 platforms for high speed, that's fine, because there's only going to be, was it a train every 10-20 minutes or something leaves from the high speed platforms. And then 8 platforms for Eurostar, that sounds about right. And then the rest of the station, and maybe even a little bit further to the west, rebuild for Midland Main Line. And actually future-proof it. And they just didn't do that. They didn't future-proof it. Right. I need to signal this side as well. I forgot to do that. So you are... If I line all these signals up, like so. It's not what I wanted. There we go. And screw it, might as well do these ones as well. So you are going to be 13, you are going to be 13, and you are going to be, oh, for God's sake, keep misclicking. It's the problem with using a trackpad is you keep misclicking on things. You are going to be 13, and you are going to be 13. And then you are going to be 11, and you are going to be 11. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then this can go across, which means this one can be gotten rid of. That tidies that up a little bit more. So I'm going to leave that as it was. Alright, good stuff. Now we can start putting in the waypoints. So, on the eastern side here, trains are going to be approaching from these slow lines at 70. Oh, did I make sure this was the same? Yes, I did. Good. And you can be renamed to just Chunston Central. Okay. So yeah, 70 miles an hour. And the speed limit here is going to be 40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 60, 70. That's quite convenient. And then here we can go 50, 60, just thinking actually, hang on. Surely 4 platforms can accommodate 8 trains per hour. It's just the fact. It's just the fast lines to Bedford that hold up capacity beyond 6. Any solutions? Yeah. Because actually, if you build more platforms at St Pancras, then trains can stay there as like a temporary storage solution almost. So you can have more trains running and just use some additional capacity at St Pancras in order to facilitate that. Like I said, the East Coast Main Line has Great Northern services out of Moorgate and King's Cross, Thameslink services through the core and out of King's Cross, LNER services out of King's Cross, Grand Central services out of King's Cross, and Hull Trains services out of King's Cross. You're telling me that they can have 5 operators, but the Midland Main Line can't even have 2? And I know the Midland Main Line has a lot of freight operations as well, don't get me wrong, but it's a bit ridiculous that that is the case. It's a bit ridiculous. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I wanted to remove probably these 2 waypoints here. So, was it 40, 50? Let's not do that a second. Let's do this first. So 40, 50, 60. So both sets of trains will be going 60 along here. Hit this to go 70. And then on the fast lines, 80, 90. That's that problem solved. So yeah, 70, 60, 50, 40. Good. Freight trains can rattle through here just as easily. So 50, 60, 70. Move these over one actually, so there's a better gap between them. And then 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. And then over here 50, 6, hang on, we can do this a bit more tactfully. Let's lift that one up as well. $50, 60, 70. One, two, three, four, five. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to save again quickly. The plan is as well off camera between episodes to go through all here and rebuild all the roads and houses and streets and, I mean, especially this area. Crikey. Talk about being a victim of progress. Yeah, I'm actually quite happy with this layout now. Let me know what you think in the chat, but I think that is a massive improvement on where we were before. Even with these 2 relatively tight turns, because the speed limit's only 40, and the train actually accelerates out of the bend, which you are able to do. The laws of physics allow you to do that, which I think is awesome. And yeah, Ridston largely unaffected. They hate me though, because I've bulldozed a lot of stuff, and I've got these huge stations and platforms with no services running through currently. So yeah, now we need to start looking. So all the turns on this section of the route are majority okay. That didn't even make sense, that sentence. What I was thinking of doing was moving these lines over some, and then actually having the freight line hop over the fast line rather than the other way around. I mean, there is room. There is room. It would mean having to get rid of this waypoint though. I'll show you what I mean, shall I? I'm also just conscious of the fact that the longest part of the project... did I just delete the station, by the way? Let me just check that really quickly. Get ready for the lag. Oh, the lag. Do we have buses go to Trinity Lane? Oh Christ, we do have buses go to Trinity Lane. I need to fix that quickly then. Ah, they don't come from down here, do they? Doesn't look like they do. We'll do something like this. Oh no, I can't do that because I need to... Oh no, I can do that. No, I can do that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ah! No, I can't do that. Alright, Trinity Lane is going to have to move to up here. Like that. You're Hilliers Plant, you're also Hilliers Plant. So Hilliers Plant is going to be moved over there. You're going to be a new patch of road like this. And this is going to go there and not there actually. I was about to say there, but no. So get rid of that, replace it with that, and get rid of that, replace that bit, this bit, like so. Get rid of all of this. And then you shall hop up and over like this. Get rid of that bit. And do that. There we go. Right. Time to do this. So all of that gone. All of this bit gone. Oh, hello. Oh, I hope I haven't messed the bus route up here. Buses and trams are bad enough as it is. I'm in a massive headache at the moment because I'm having to reset all the trains. Plus the game does still crash from time to time because of that, which is not ideal, but there's not a huge amount I can do about it. What railway lines would you reopen that were closed during BR? Good question. So it's kind of a difficult one to answer because a lot of the ones that I would point at and say this should be reopened have been. The main one I would reopen, and it would mean the loss of a heritage railway, but I would reopen the Great Central from, actually, believe it or not, St Pancras or at Push Marylebone, and reopen that up as far as Leicester, Nottingham, especially reopen Nottingham Victoria. That station was exquisite, a really nice station. It was an absolute travesty that they bulldozed that. For a shopping centre, no less. I mean, that's an embarrassment, if you ask me. Okay, that's that done. You can put that signal there. So actually, this helps a little bit with the waypoints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you can just go there. Move these for a second. So what was it? 30, 40, 50, 60, and then 70. Like that. And then like that and like that, I'd say. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question. The Great Central Route, I think, is the biggest crime of the beaching cuts, was that one went. Given the choice, I would keep the Great Central and not build that stupid shopping centre, but I get that it's not my decision. Also, this might look a little bit weird now. I might reprofile this to go straight and actually have the freight line branch off, bridge over, and then join up. Just so we haven't got this weird S-bend going on. I've heard they are looking at a Liverpool. They are looking at Liverpool getting a new rail terminus, and a commission has been set up to find the site. First I've heard of it. I know that there are talks regarding High Speed 2 going up through Manchester, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the High Speed 2 plans for Old Oak Common, you need to go check those out, because those are very nice plans as well. But besides that, what was the other thing I was going to say? The East Lancashire Railway, that's the one, might also be getting converted into an actual commuter route again, which I thought was very interesting when I read that, because of the fact that it is a heritage railway. Right, let's do the north one first. So I do actually believe this one to be the easiest. So first and foremost, bulldoze all of this up to there. Oh, yeah, it's the farm, isn't it? Yeah, you can go. Also destroy that, and then grab this and go across like so. Like that, and like that. Go and connect this one, and connect this one, and connect this one. So that's that straightened out a bit more. I was about to say I'm convinced there's another one up here, and there is. These sharp bends will be the death of me, and it's such a pain to fix. I mean, this one I might as well just re-sculpt the entire landscape to do. I do remember when I first started this map way back when, I said I wasn't going to do huge amounts of terraforming. I was just going to let the track follow the natural landscape. That went well, didn't it? That little rule of mine. Go, and this is actually Dinstown Station. I was tempted, I might still do it in fact, Dinstown and Tatham actually rebuild one or both. Wonder what people think to that idea. So add a bay platform, particularly at I was about to say particularly at Dintown, but actually maybe Tatham would be the better option. I've pretty much decided that Gardcity Overground won't be serving the route to Rinston Airport anymore. It'll just be the whatever franchise takes the Fort Fluntown, Fort Flonwood routes be the ones that come down this way and stop at this station. I do like that layout. I'm just looking to see where the likelihood would be. Yeah, I think Dintown, because then we can have commuter routes out of GSMA that sort of snake around this way, come up to the airport, and then down to Dintown. It could be argued that Great Central was a duplicate of the MML and MML Servmore areas. Great Central in BR's eyes was chosen. I think it should have been mothballed, not closed. Okay, here's where I stand. The guy that designed the Great Central, his name escapes me right now, but his crazy scheme back in the 1800s was to build a railway tunnel between London and the rest of mainland Europe. In fact, just the UK, sorry, and the rest of mainland Europe. So the Great Central was built as straight and as flat as possible, like the Great Western was back in its day, but it was also designed to European loading gauges, which, apart from High Speed 1, no other route was built entirely to European loading gauges. So I think out of the two, yes, the Midland Main Line served more areas, but the Great Central actually was built with future-proofing in mind. So I think both should have been kept, not one above the other. I think both should have been kept. The Great Central should have been used for more high-speed express trains, and the Midland Main Line should have been used for more local stopping services. And I think that would have been the best option out of all of them on the table. Instead, we have a very nice preserved railway now in the Great Central Railway. Well, two technically, that will soon be becoming one. But it's just the fact that a really good possibility was lost. Because now we are actually exploring the possibility of building high-speed rail between the UK and the rest of Europe, and we found that the route that was perfect, designed and built for that exact purpose, doesn't exist anymore. So I get what you're saying, and you're right, they were duplications, but there was a reason why both should have stayed. Alright, so I am building a bay platform. Actually, I'm going to move Dintown Station over quite a bit, because I do need to put the waypoints in, don't I? So I think Dintown Station itself is now going to be built up here, which does mean all of this needs to be flattened. Like so. There we go, and then this bit here is also going to be flattened. There we go. So that's going to be the buffers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6 for the signal. And then you are going to come across like this. And even though it will probably never be used, we'll have an extra crossover there as well, just because. BR did not like duplicates. Great Central should have been withdrawn, but the infrastructure kept, so when it could be reopened at a later stage, i.e. when HS1 opened. I mean, why ask me what route I'd want to rebuild if you're just going to argue with my answer? I don't get that. Like, what's the point of asking someone's opinion if you're just going to argue it? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 30, 40, 50, oh, close, 60. I guess 70 can be here. It's not a massive loss to the world to have it go just 10 miles an hour less here, is it? Hopefully not. Okay. And then we got the tunnel there. Let's rebuild Dintown Station before I move on. Let's go with this. Dinstown. That, and this with the long platform. Ticket machines. Should tell you what, we'll have. Pretend this is a gate line. I know it looks nothing like one, but just pretend. Pretend. And then this side will be like that. You can't really have ticket machines on express platforms because people will just run and jump on a train. Be gone before you know it. We can actually do this and this. Single-sided, we'll do this and where is it? There it is. With a buffer stop like that. If you have the same opinion as me, then that makes me question even more as to why you insist on arguing with it. I think if the Great Central did stay, I think a different franchise would have used it. I think it probably would have still have served. I mean, it might have sparked a rebuild of Marylebone if they kept it. Well, I got to re-signal all this again. Yes, I have. Yeah, it might have sparked a regrowth of Marylebone back up to 6, 7, 8 platforms. And I think a different operator would have operated out of Marylebone onto the Great Central, because Chiltern have got a good thing going with what they're doing. I think they'd overstretch themselves if they tried to run 2 main line routes like that. Okay, so that's Dintown done. This little slalomy section is fine. This bit though is not fine. So let's remove all of this, remove all of this, and remove all of this. And remove this. Let's do it this way actually. Wait, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. girder, oops, no, girder, 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 and girder. Up, which probably means I have to re-signal all of this again. That's the worst bit about all of this, is actually building the tracks is the easy bit. It's all the fiddly stuff that comes afterwards that I dislike. I suppose since we're down here now, we should start looking at this Fort Flonwood Central. I mean, we're coming up to 2 hours. So, should probably start rebuilding this. And then the rest of the stuff I can do off camera. Let's get rid of that forest. Now there was a junction station, wasn't there? I was going to use the name of... Let me quickly find what that name was. Sheets, ideas list. Okay, railway station names. Oops. Galen Junction. That's what it was going to be called. Galen Junction. So, all of this track and that building, whatever it was, let's remove it. And this, 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 and this, and then also all of this. So, Fort Flonwood Central is, I think the platform arrangement is going to remain the same, but the way in which fast and slow lines approach it is going to be different. That's my plan. Particularly as south of here is going to be Fort Flonwood Parkway. I do keep calling this Central, I hope, because that is its name. If I have called it by anything else, please do correct me, because that is not correct. Alright, so all of this is going to be demolished. The rest of this isn't going to be built until I've chosen a good design. I've managed to get my arm caught up in my headset cable. No idea how I managed that. Let's save the game again quickly. So the plan here is to have... Let me just think. How many tracks have we got here? 3 here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 lines. So I think what I'm going to do is up a little bit. This. Like this. And then this one here is going to get removed. And then this one is going to get moved over. Actually, no, hang on. That was fine as it was. that. Single-sided, let's go down to somewhere down here. Choose this one. Like that. Back to island platforms for a second. Yeah, these ones are fine. Actually, let's make it all uniform. I know that's quite boring, but it makes it easier to manage. So you are going to be that style. These are all going to be this style. Yeah, no, I was thinking, am I doing this right still? But I think so. I think 2 through lines is all we need, and the rest can be stopping lines. I hope. I hope. These ones here. What have we got? That one, and that one, and that one. Oh wait, no. Not that one. My bad. That was fine as it was. We need stairs here, don't we? Okay, and then a bench here, and just any kind of shelter there. This side, actually this side, tell you what we can do for this, thinking about it, is you can just do that, so can this one. Yeah. And then you can be that and this. That could be a bench. Actually, that needs to be an island platform. Let's do the stairs. Like that. I think I did that one. Can also be that, so can that one, so can that one. And then on this side, more benches there and here, and just put a schedule or something there, and then here, buffer stop. Not that one, this one, and this one. Okay, that works quite well. And then worst case scenario, this can become a through line as well, or this can become a through platform as well. We'll try it like this for now. So I think here, all trains pretty much apart from freight trains are going to use the platforms. They're all going to stop. So I might even end up putting platforms here as well, which I can easily do using the central roof. Although it will make this a little bit weirder, but we can but try. And then out of here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lines, I think. 2 to go west, 2 to go south, 2 to go east. So here you can see currently there's this route which goes southeast towards Cadenbury Junction and Buntbourne and places like that. This route goes towards Sannington and Plindham Junction and places like that. And then the new Western Reaches South line will come in from here through Fort Flonwood Parkway, and 2 lines at least will curve up this way. Alright. Hopefully that helps with your design a bit more now, George, now that you've seen it. Hopefully. It might not, we don't know. I'm going to have to rebuild a lot of this as well, actually. So these tunnels, I'm going to shorten by a couple of tiles. Don't actually know what I just deleted there. Hopefully it was nothing important. So I think I can make this tram street the border with the tunnel like that. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The waypoints, I think all trains are going to go the same speed through here, so I'm not too worried about that. Although what I might do, I don't think any vehicles use these, do they? Well, they do, but they won't because we'll redo it in a bit. So I'm going to get rid of this as well. And this will go like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here will be the junction where it all starts to separate and go off towards its various places. So this will now be coming across like this. Good stuff, George, good stuff. Okay. That will go across like that. That will go like that, and that will go like that. Okay. Something a bit like that. So it's a little bit lopsided, I admit, but the plan is actually I feel like this can be extended out a little bit more. It's a bit more like that, perhaps. I mean, it works. Do this. Again, it works. The southern end's actually the easy end here. The northern end is going to be the tricky bit because we've got the terminus platforms as well. So these 2 terminus platforms are going to be trains that go via Dinstown, and actually that makes sense because if a train service terminates at Dintown, that means there'll be 1 less service that will need to terminate here, which makes my life a little bit easier. And then this side will also be terminating services from Gardcity. It's really great when I forget my words, isn't it? Okay, so these tracks are going to operate in pairs. So these two are going to head southeast. No, sorry, these two are going to head towards Gardcity, St. Michael. Again, it's really great when I forget my words. So they're going to head towards Western Reaches south. These two are going to head towards Cadingbury, and then these two are going to head towards Sannington. The only exception to that is these two might actually swing around and then around again to go through towards the Western Reaches. Again, that's dependent on design, but 6 lines in 3 pairs of 2, as pairs always come in 2. I'm really starting to lose my words. I've had a really long day today. I didn't mention that at the start. I had a really long day today, so my brain is just starting to fizzle out now. But yeah, we've got the fast lines and the slow lines all coming in to the same places now. At this point, the slow lines are all going to be on the outside, and the fast lines are going to be more on the inside of all of this. And actually, I'm drawing all these, and I don't really know what it is I'm drawing. That's good, isn't it? So let's say, let's remove all this again for a second. Let's say that this is a fast line towards Dintown. This is a fast line towards Dintown, and then this one goes to Tatham, and this one goes to Tatham. So let's draw these. And actually, one of the points of building Galen Junction was it allows me to sort of spread this junction out a little bit more. So trains now will continue to run down to here. Galen Junction will be about here, I'd say. This is so that slow lines can pass under the fast lines, like so. Sorry, let's try that again. So yeah, anyone else watching, George is having a crack at designing Fort Flonwood Parkway, but the floor is open for quite a little bit longer still. The Western Reaches South route isn't going to be built for a little while still. So until a time comes when I'm ready to start building that route, that will be when Fort Flonwood Parkway will be built. So there's quite a fair amount of time still. So there's no deadline as such right now. Okay, so that's this line done. I will also say the 2 pairs of the 2 tracks from Fort Flonwood Parkway to Fort Flonwood Central that will be on the Western Reaches connection, they'll be electrified at dual voltage. So we will have, perhaps not the APTs, but we will have maybe even double-decker trains actually coming to Fort Flonwood, which would be awesome to see. Looking forward to that. Have I done this right? No, I haven't, have I? I've drawn the 2 pairs out and connected them. That's not good. So actually this needs to come down even further. Oh dear. I knew something was wrong. I knew that was too easy. Okay, so you are the fast lines. The slow lines will still come under like this and like this. Galen Junction, even though it's on both lines, I'm going to make the design quite simple. So there'll be platforms on the slow lines and the fast lines. What I mean is, hang on, let's build this a bit more how I want it, which is like this. So I'm hoping if I do one side, the other side will be easier. That's what I'm hoping for. So this station is going to be built to a similar design that Gardcity Great Winfield Airport is being built to, which is no through platforms, or see what I mean about losing my words. No lines without platforms. Every single track will have a platform in it, but actually, is this too close? I feel like Galen Junction should be more over here, but then I won't be able to build waypoints. But then it's an extension of the junction, isn't it? So, as you see, I'm having a real dilemma here. So actually, I think Galen Junction Station is going to be somewhere like this. Which does present some problems for this. That's cool, I can fix this. So you are, whoops, no longer going to exist. You are, which means I need to get rid of this. And that, and that, and that. Okay. Why was I doing this again? Oh yeah. So this is going to be the new fast line, which will mean doing a little bit more demolition here. Again, I apologise to those of you that don't like seeing me just bulldoze things. Sometimes it can't be helped. That was fine where it was. Okay. So that and that. So you go there. You go there. Get rid of those two. Do this. Okay. And then you come across like that. This one comes across like that. Okay. Sorry for dithering, but that feels better. Like so, and then like so. Okay. And then this, I'm just thinking out loud, I'm good at that. These will be the through lines now, the fast lines. This one can come down to here, like this. And the plan is to actually have another set of slow lines come across like this and go under the fast lines, which are going to come across. So this is the area I've got to work with. This is going to come across like that fact, it's going to come across like this. I think like this. Just thinking now, actually, am I going to have slow trains, fast trains calling at Galen Junction? I can build platforms either side. I mean, that could work. Yeah, I could do that. So this is going to be where a pair of slow lines come under, and then they actually need to come across slightly. So right now I'm dictating where the station is going to be by where these lines go. So actually that's not going to work. Let's just have it come up like this. Like this, perhaps. And then you come across like that, and then these two will come from here. And connect up like this. I like this. This can work. I can make it work. So if I have this, this will be the site of the station. So already I think you can see where the design of this is going. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then we'll have a 6 long station, which means another set of signals level with this. Like that. Which means all of this can be removed. Now the other thing I need is to get trains from this side over to this side. One way I could do that is to branch off here, tunnel underneath and connect it up there, or I could just do it over here at Fort Flonwood. Then we don't really have much room to do that. You can design as many variations as you like, George. I will not stop you from that. One thing I will never deny is enthusiasm. I think it's a very good thing. So if you would like to design more variations, you are more than welcome to do so, and I am very much looking forward to seeing them. Okay, now I've got to do this quite carefully. So you're sliding head east, I take it? Yes, you are. So that's going to go there and there, and then there's going to be another 2 tile gap, and then you're going to go there and there. So it's 1. We'll have stairs here, so 2. Sign for 3. And then 4, 5, and 6. So you can see how it's going to work. Trains coming in from the fast line here will impact on trains coming in from the slow line here. Likewise on this side. But I think there's going to be not many fast trains actually calling here. So we should get away with it. Fingers crossed we get away with it anyway. So yeah, I need to get the slow train across. We don't need that line anymore. So this station here is Galen Junction. There we go. So I'll finish building the connections over here, and then I think we can start wrapping this up for an episode or a stream, whatever we're deciding to call this. Okay, so let's do that, and then this can come all the way across as well. Connect that up, connect that one up. And then here, like that, and like that. I think that one needs to come over. Oh no, that was fine. I think these are all connected. I don't know. That can come across like that. Then over on this side, I was debating whether to have fast trains that can also terminate at Fort Flonwood in these platforms, and it's possible, it's doable. It's certainly doable. So I've kind of built the junction there just in case. Likewise on this side. Although this side I think I could do a better job here, so I could connect it up like that instead. I mean, that's one platform connected. The other two, yeah, I mean, it's kind of done. It's kind of done. It's not the best. So I think the speed limit around Fort Flonwood Parkway is going to be 30. And if we can get the fast trains back up to sort of 60 or 70 before here, which looks perfectly doable. And then the slow trains can probably stay at 30. Maybe go up to 40 and then back down to 30. Or maybe just have everyone go up to 60 and then back down to 30. Don't know. How does this look though? I think this looks okay. I think this looks alright. If I signal it, we'll do just standard signal. Actually, let's convert all these back for a second. Like that, and on this side, like that. And then over here I can do another little crossover like that and like this. And then this side I can do something a bit similar. Something like that. We could do a little scissor crossover there, that's fine. Alright, I think we're going to start wrapping things up right now. I think this stream's been relatively successful. We've got a lot done, that's for sure. As always, I'd have liked it if more people had joined, but you can't have everything in life, I suppose. So, between episodes, I'm going to sort out the speed limits for a lot of this. And then next time, when we come back, which will be... So, Saturday or Sunday will be the rebuilding of St. Mark episode. And then, hopefully, next Thursday. If not, then the week after, we will be actually starting to add trains to this. Fingers crossed. It's highly likely that that is what we will be doing. Cool. Good stuff. So I'm going to build a couple of turn-back sidings here. I'm not going to do it on the east side because I think 3 platforms here should be sufficient for the new setup. Okay. And I'll also have a little think about this area as well, as to even whether I need to get these tracks to cross over, because I think from here heading over this way will be for trains that continue south towards Cadenbury and Buntbourne, but on this side of things it might actually be possible to either use these platforms and still cross over here, or build Fort Flonwood Parkway in such a way that this line actually splits in two, depending on which way you're going. I don't know. What I do know though is I am definitely going to wrap things up here. So thank you very much everybody for watching. Whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching it on the playback, it is very much appreciated. I did have some credits that I was going to roll, but we've not had any new subscribers or anything, so there's no point rolling credits for that. So I'm just going to cut to a black screen, I think, and call it an episode there. If I do edit this, actually I won't edit it because it's already on YouTube. Forget I said that. Let me save as well. That's another thing I need to do. So yeah, I will just end it on a black screen. But thanks for watching, guys. Very much appreciated. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And also hit subscribe. You can head over to my Reddit community as well. Drop some comments down below the posts for this video. And yeah, thank you once again for watching. And until next time, I will see you soon.